Hi, welcome to UFS TV. This week, we're actually at home, my house anyway, with a whole load of DVDs behind me. And what I want to talk about this week is inspiration, things that will help you when you're not training. So I thought I'd pick 3 films that I think will have resonance for you as a JKD student, and you can learn from and enjoy as well. So the first one, we have to start with Enter the Dragon. Made in 1973, it was Bruce Lee's final completed film, and it was the film that launched him off into super success. The problem being, of course, that he died before it was released. And what's so interesting to me is, because I'm of a certain age, is that Bruce Lee was everything to martial arts at the time when I first started. But I've realised since that a lot of people who now train with me, some have never heard of Bruce Lee, some have never seen a Bruce Lee film, and even though they're training in Jeet Kune Do, they still haven't seen a Bruce Lee film. So we really have to start with Enter the Dragon. It's a bit like a James Bond film. It's actually modelled on Dr. No, the first James Bond film. It has some of the philosophy that Bruce wanted to get across in his martial arts. Great fight sequences. It's a real good thriller, but you'll learn about Jeet Kune Do just by watching this film. You'll certainly learn a lot about Bruce Lee. So Enter the Dragon, my number 1 for you to watch. Number 2, some people find this surprising, is Dead Poets Society. Made in 1989, it's a Robin Williams film, and he plays a teacher in it. And the idea is that he plays a teacher in a school that is very formalised, has very formalised education, and he gets the students to think for themselves, teaches them about a philosophy called Carpe Diem, seize the day, and also has many other different lessons in that. I think, personally, it's the best film there is on Jeet Kune Do, even though it has no reference to Jeet Kune Do in it whatsoever. It will teach you to understand the thinking behind what Jeet Kune Do is all about, and it's this idea of thinking outside of the proverbial box and really starting to get into asking good questions to get good answers. And finally, the Bourne Identity. The Bourne Identity is about 10 years old now, and it features, in its fighting style, Jeet Kune Do as it is today. It's based on Filipino martial arts, the empty hand side of Filipino martial arts, and Jeet Kune Do itself. There have been other styles that have claimed that they have their system in it, but it isn't. It's all Filipino martial arts and it's all Jeet Kune Do as well. The fight sequences are great, they're really well filmed. If you want to see sort of Jeet Kune Do in action, this is the film to watch, The Bourne Identity. But I also like the fact that this is someone who thinks. I mentioned in one of the earlier UFS TVs that you have to think about things as well, and certainly when he's in the US Embassy and other places, he thinks about how he gets out. James Bond classically would just know the way out, but Jason Bourne in this film, and certainly in the other Bourne films, has to think and uses his brains to get out. It's got great fighting in it, and they're the 3 films that I would recommend. And watch them as soon as you can, really. You can usually pick them up on Sky TV, they're often on, or you can pick them up from Amazon as well. So we've got The Bourne Identity, Enter the Dragon, and Dead Poets Society. I'll see you next week. Thanks from UFS TV.